Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carlton Smith of the National Broadcasting Company speaking to you from Warm Springs, Georgia. Tonight we invite you to attend by radio a very unusual family Thanksgiving dinner, a dinner presided over by the President of the United States. In the dining room of Georgia Hall on the Georgia Warm Springs Foundation have gathered some 300 people, the patients here for after treatment for infantile paralysis, residents, and a few guests. No officialdom, just a big family party. At the speaker's table are 12 very happy people, 12 patients, most of them children, chosen by lot to sit with the President and to be served turkey by him. The President has come down from his little white cottage on Pine Mountain with Mrs. Roosevelt. He's now in an adjoining room and will be here to take his place at the head of the table in just a few minutes. We want you to hear the reception his friends here give him, and then you will hear the President himself in a brief address. And now the President has just come in with Mrs. Roosevelt. He's going to the head of the table, and there's the applause that greets him the first time that the patients have seen him in spite of the fact that he's been here since Monday. He's now taken his chair, and Mrs. Roosevelt and the President behind the microphones. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
We, the several hundred members of the Warm Springs family, old and young, are gathered here again for our annual Thanksgiving dinner. But before we attack the turkey, I want to say a few words not only to you, but to many other people in every part of the country on this day of national Thanksgiving. First, about Warm Springs itself. The physical picture draws nearer to completion each year. The ramshackle old buildings of 12 years ago have either been completely modernized or replaced by new fireproof structures. And when I got here the other day, I was delighted to see the new schoolhouse and the new medical center rising above the ground. I'm glad we're to have a schoolhouse because we know that it is of the utmost importance to have the education of the mind keep pace with the re-education of the muscles. And then, too, medical science has made such great strides in the past 10 or 12 years that the treatment of the after effects of infantile paralysis calls for many new forms of hospital care, in addition to the water exercises and swimming of the older days. Today we have the tradition of work well done. We have also the same ideal of continuing progress backed up by determination and courage, what we call the spirit of Warm Springs. We're looking forward to the time when we can take care of at least 200 patients at a time, or in other words, treatment for about 400 patients in any given year. Several years ago, we expanded the work of Warm Springs by helping communities throughout the country to raise money for the care of their own infantile paralysis cases, and through their generosity to give financial help to the cause of research into the origin of the disease. Last year, we took a further step by establishing the National Foundation for Infantile Paralysis. And after January 30th, 1939, we hope to have permanent chapters of this National Foundation in all of the more than 3,000 counties that make up the United States. At the time of the birthday celebration, half of all of the funds raised in each county will be retained in trust for the chapters for local use, and the other half of the fund raised will go to the National Foundation for the national fight against infantile paralysis. This Thanksgiving Day, we have much to be thankful for. I wish that all who hear my voice could be with us and see this gathering of old and young in the big dining room at Warm Springs. We are thinking not of ourselves alone, but of tens of thousands of other children and grown-ups, and wishing for them that they may be having an equally happy Thanksgiving. lots of turkey, and lots of fixings. I have had many telegrams today, Thanksgiving telegrams. There's one that I want to read to you from an old friend who's helped Warm Springs in past days very greatly. Eddie Cantor, the comedian, the actor. And he gives me a thought that I think we can all think over. May you and yours have a happy Thanksgiving. I am thankful that I can live in a country where our leaders sit down on Thanksgiving Day to carve up a turkey instead of a map.
Now, ladies
Now
and
we'll
gentlemen,
have the blessing said, and after that, we'll go to it.